Adventures in TressLand, day 1 and day 2. I am here with the cat right now laying on the couch. Yesterday was a really just phenomenal day. I had a couple of coaching sessions. They were really good. They were really positive. I felt like I was genuinely able to be helpful for people and help them sort of uncover some answers and just find their way a little bit better to move forward. And actually got confirmation today that it was even more helpful. It wasn't just the emotional, I feel better about this, but then the result of one of the coaching sessions was, oh my gosh, when I got the text message, I cried. I was just so pleased for this person that things went as well as they did. It's just beautiful confirmation that what I'm doing really matters and that I'm good at what I'm doing. Adventures in TressLand today were a little bit different. My parents left today, so I've got the house to myself. So I have been kind of moving things around and organizing and putting things where I like them to be, even though it's not my house, but for the next couple of days it is my house. And so that's fun. So I did that. I got some work done. I did some cooking. I had waffles and then a turkey burger for dinner, which is a really weird combination, but it was kind of like eating dessert first, and it was delicious. And it was kind of one of those things that my sisters always used to refer to as single girl eating, where you like sit down and eat a whole box of crackers with some cheese, and that's dinner. So, waffles and then a turkey burger. It worked. My 11-and-a-half-year-old corgi is dealing with separation anxiety that has gotten really bad because of the pandemic and thus me being home in quarantine. So if I leave and she thinks I'm never coming back, especially if the house is completely empty, then she pees on the floor. So we've gone through all sorts of various attempts to curb this and train it out of her. She's always had some sort of separation anxiety. It's just worse now because I've been home and she just wants me to always be home and never leave her side. I really should have named her Shadow. So a couple weeks ago I left and I put her in her little fabric-sided kennel and did not zip the top, and she managed to flip it over and get out of it. Well, I have since started zipping the top, and this was the first time that I had put her in it and then left. And so I came home and it was on its side and she was inside of it and she had peed on it, like on the potty mat that was in there, but then of course it tipped. So she got a bubble bath and her crate got washed, and I got an after bubble bath fur shower because she shook all over the place, and of course I ended up completely soaked because of it. And then I made laundry soap because even though I had gone to the grocery store, that was the thing that I had forgotten to buy. So, just adventure after adventure, but tomorrow is another day. And I have to say that even though it's been sort of a kind of bananas, oh, there she is, the little stinker pie. Honey, do you pee on floors? You do if mommy leaves, don't you? Even though it's been kind of a wild ride over the last couple of days and definitely over the last few months, and for me personally in my personal life over the last year, it's also been really wonderful. I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned that I can ride out the waves. I've had a lot happen to me in the first half of 2020. Pandemic aside, well, partially due to pandemic, but pandemic aside, there's still been a lot going on. And I was talking with a really good friend of mine today that I've known for eons and eons. And as we were talking, he had complimented my ability to continue to be positive. And I wasn't always able to do that, but I like that I was able to get to a point where I recognized that it was a choice. Here comes the cat. Acting just like a cat. I like that I was able to recognize that being positive is a choice, and that being positive is not always the same thing as being happy. I don't like when the dog pees on the floor. I don't like that she's suffering and that she's clearly really struggling with her separation anxiety. I don't like that I feel like I'm stuck at home because of that. But there are good things to be found within that, even if it's not a good thing in and of itself. And I think that for me, that's the key to maintaining a positive outlook, is that there are a lot of things that happen in life that I don't love, but they're happening, and I can't really change that, and certainly not in the moment. But I can find ways to appreciate it, or I can find lessons to take from it, or I can find ways to improve myself and be better because of it. And for me, that's the key to positivity.